Call centers are a demanding place to work, and you must provide quality service at all times, regardless of the fast-paced environment. It's a juggling act, but you can do it. No matter how busy you are, the customer is why you are in business. When a customer calls, he or she expects a certain level of courtesy. The customer needs something from you. The customer depends upon you to provide a service in addressing his or her problem. You are there to assist the customer. You should make them feel that meeting their needs is the most important task that you have. Here are a few helpful tips. Be interested and eager in helping the customer with their problem or concern. Patience, patience, patience. Try not to get frustrated even though a customer may not have all the information that you need. If you can't help a customer, direct them to someone who can. Find out all the information you can about the customer's problem rather than asking him or her to find it. Helping the customer is the most important objective you have. Make the customer feel important. Evaluate these responses and identify which one would be perceived by the customer as positive and which as negative. I'm sorry, sir, but we don't have that item in stock, and we don't expect it to get it in before Christmas. You'll just have to try someplace else. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm afraid that the item is currently out of stock, and it doesn't look like we'll be getting any more in before Christmas. Could I suggest some other comparable products that we do have that might also be acceptable? See, the second answer is much more positive and helpful. Remember, you only get one chance to make a good impression. The customer needs to feel that his needs are being addressed. The customer is the most important person in the room. Make him feel that way. Do you remember bell-bottoms, disco, hammer pants? Fads come and go, but great customer service never goes out of style. People remember good service, and they come back for more. Providing the best service means addressing your customers' concerns quickly and efficiently. There will always be things distracting you from your job. Just remember to put the customer first. Service your customers quickly and efficiently. No fad or gimmick can replace good old-fashioned customer service. Ultimately, there are three things that are most important to your customers. Service, service, service. What is the one thing that will never go out of style when dealing with your customers? Beanie Babies, Furbies, good service. Services, expensive, boring, overrated, or timeless. Providing the best possible service to your customers is your number one priority. True or false? The answers are good service, timeless, and true. Even if you can't help the customer with this problem, remember, it's the quality of the service they receive that will get them to come back. Fads can't replace good customer service. And customers always remember awesome service, but they also remember terrible service. You want your customer to come back, so be awesome, not terrible. Author Stephen Cover advises we should seek first to understand, then be understood. What this means is that if we really listen to what others say, we will better understand ourselves. Too often we listen with the intent to respond, not to understand. Next time you talk with the customer, follow Cover's advice. Think about what the customer is trying to tell you and not what you're going to say in response. Really listen to your customers, and they will be more likely to listen to you. Be interested in what the customer has to say. Ask clarifying questions or politely request the customer to repeat things that you may have missed. Be empathetic. It's not what you say, but how you say it. Be positive, interested, and helpful. We listen at a rate of about 800 words per minute, but most normal conversations are presented to us at a rate about 150 words per minute. What you do with this extra time is critically important to how effectively you listen to the customer, so pay attention. Building rapport involves finding out what the customer is interested in and developing dialogue about that subject. This doesn't have to take a long time, usually only a few moments. Small talk can make the biggest difference when talking to a customer. Here are some rapport building tips. Find common interests. Ask about their hobbies. Inquire about the weather. Comment about an upcoming holiday or event. Talk about a local sports team. Comment about the area the customer is calling from. Here are some rapport building examples. Good morning. How are you today? How is your day going? Where are you calling from? How is the weather down there? Yes, I know what you mean. It will be no problem at all. I'm glad to be of service to you today. Building rapport involves developing better relationships and understanding with your customers. Your customers will be more comfortable and relaxed if you spend a few moments building rapport with them. Building rapport with your customers can make the call go smoother. Learning to better understand the customer will lead you to better understanding of how to gain and keep their business. Take the time and effort necessary to get a better understanding of your customers, either individually as a whole. Find out what motivates your customers. Don't jump to conclusions or assume you know what the customer wants. Ask questions to better gain an understanding. Find out more ways to learn about your customers. Do research. Keep notes on trends. Look on the internet. Read articles. Find studies on consumers. The more informed you are, the better you can do your job. There are so many sources available to learn about your customers, so get out there and do some research. When listening to your customers, you should focus on which of the following: on what you should say next, on what you think the customer will say, on the last call you took, on truly understanding what the customer has to say. We can listen at a much faster rate than we typically receive messages. True or false? Learning more about your customers will lead you to better understand how to gain and keep their business. True or false? Because you typically deal with so many customers, it is not important for you to build rapport with them. True or false? How you say something to the customer can be as important as what you say. True or false? The answers are: on truly trying to understand what the customer is saying. True, true, false, true. Every profession has its tools of the trade, as do you. Using the wrong tool in a situation can be disastrous. It could provide you with incorrect information and lose you customers. You need to have a number of tools available to you. The more tools you have, the better service you'll be able to provide your customers. Learn to use as many tools as you can to help your customers and to do your job well. Don't over-rely on just one tool or two tools to do your job. Learn which tool works best in different situations, and use that tool to solve your customers' problems and meet their requirements. Your job is to be a problem solver for your customers. Your customers want to hear solutions, not problems. Don't make excuses. Don't pass the buck. Stay focused and reduce hassles. It might seem that eliminating problems for the customer is too overwhelming. The bottom line is that a major part of your responsibility to your customer is to make business as problem-free and effective as possible. If you don't put in the effort, the customer will take his business elsewhere. Here are a few more problem-solving tips. Let the customer know you're committed to solve his or her problem. Study what typically causes problems for your customers and find out ways to prevent these problems from reoccurring. Customer satisfaction is paramount. Don't burden your customers with problems. Be positive.